Hey, Trader Mike here, and today I'm going to be going over my swing trading strategy with you. So, what's the specific criteria for my swing strategy? What do I need to see for me to enter a play? Step number 1. The stock needs to have recently made a new 52-week high. I repeat, the stock needs to have recently, within the past 20 days of you trading it, made a new 52-week high. So it's recently made that high. This ensures that we're trading with the predominant bullish trend. Okay? Step number 2. You need to see a steep decline from those 52-week highs. So a multi-day sell-off. Step number 3 is knowing where to buy. So you got your 52-week highs, you got a steep decline from those highs. Where do we buy? We buy off support. But what support levels do we buy off of? Here's 3 that I want you to write down and keep in mind that are 3 key levels that you need to look out for. Previous swing highs, so previous swing high resistance turns support. Number 2, you got swing lows. Number 3, you got gap fills. So swing lows being my favorite, gap fills being my second favorite, and previous swing highs turn support are my least favorite. So boom, those are 3 key levels of support that you need to look out for. So to go over it one more time, price within the past 20 days of you trading it needs to have made a 52-week high, a fresh 52-week high. You need a multi-day sell-off from those 52-week highs into one of the 3 key support levels that I just outlined. So previous swing highs, gap fill, swing lows. Now, what about profit targets and what about stops? You want to take profits into the next key level of resistance, and for stops, I like 1-to-1s for a stop. All right, so you know what to look for on the, you know what the criteria is. Now you're gonna know how to scan for these setups. So to scan for my 52-week high strategy setups, you're gonna type in finviz.com into your search browser. After you do that, it's gonna bring you to this page. Next, you're gonna click on Screener. Then you're gonna navigate over to All. This is gonna give you a wide range of options. But what you're gonna do first is you're gonna click Volatility. And you're gonna scroll down to month over 12%. This ensures that we're trading the biggest moving tickers, okay? And if you notice in the blog post I made last year back in December, I had volatility set to over 15%, but I've changed it recently to over 12% because it gives me a lot more setups, and there's still big movers being month over 12%. After that, so this one's optional. I don't personally do this, but it's something that I've been recommending recently to beginners because I got to realize that not everyone's at that stage in their journey where, so for example, I can just look at a stock chart and I can tell if it's in a longer term uptrend. I don't need a moving average to tell me that a stock is in a longer term uptrend. But this makes it super easy for beginners to be able to tell that. So what you're going to do is you're going to set price above SMA 200. So if the stock's above the SMA 200, the longer term trend is bullish. Super simple tip for beginners right there. Set it to price above SMA 200. Next, you're going to go to average volume and you're going to set it to over 200K. So we want to trade stocks that have high volume, makes it easy to get in and out, and they're higher probability. So these are the 3 that I'm going to set, but you got so many options on here. You can add your own touch to it if you'd like. Maybe you only want to trade penny stocks. You can set it to under $1 or under $5. Or maybe you like higher price stocks, you can go over 10. Like low floats, you can go under 10 million. So there's so many different options on here that you can play around with. You just got to find out what works for you. And then after you set that, after you get those three things set, you're ready to go. You got to click charts right here. And it usually only takes me a few minutes every day to go down this list and to look for potential setups. So for example, we got ACY right here. This is a potential setup. Just recently hit a fresh 52-week high. We got a sharp decline from those highs. And what support level is it selling off into? A previous swing high. So previous swing high, resistance turns support. And again, to learn more about support and resistance levels, I'll link a blog post below that goes into a lot more detail on that specific subject. And also I will link the swing trading strategy blog post that I made last year back in December in the video description. So make sure you check out both of those blog posts. Also, after the previous swing highs right here, what do we got right here? You got a swing low. Again, that's my favorite level. The swing low is my favorite level. So you got swing low support in here, as well as another swing low right here. If you look at my cursor. All right. BBIG was another good example of a super solid setup. It's not setting up at the moment, but it's set up not that long ago. So BBIG, for example, you see right here, if you look at my mouse, we hit a fresh 52-week high right here. What happened? Steep decline from those 52-week highs into what support levels? You got previous swing high resistance turn support right here. Again, this was when I say swing high resistance turn support, because as we can see back in June, this was a level of resistance. This was the high that the stock hit before it rejected and sold off. But what happened? Price came back up, broke that level, and when resistance is broken, it becomes support going forward. So that's what I mean when I say previous swing high resistance turn support. So you get your swing high right here. And what do you got right below that? You have a gap fill right here. So previous swing highs, and you got a gap fill. That's multiple areas of support in there. And what happened? You got a nice bounce off those levels. All right. You got GWH, so you got a big gap fill down here. And this is another key point that you may want to take notes on. So we already know that gap fills are a key level that you want to buy off of. But the bigger the gap, the higher the probability of the play is to work in your favor. So the bigger the gap, the better. This is a very big gap on GWH. So I'll have this gap fill on high alert. All right. HLBC. So this one just missed that gap fill down here. It found support off 10 bucks. And you got a nice bounce on this one. But I had this one on watch as well. So it just, you can see right here, if you look at my mouse, this is where it hit its fresh 52-week high. And what happened? Super steep sell off from those highs. And where are our support levels? You got your gap fills, you got a gap fill, you got your swing low. So those are both key levels that you wanted to watch out for. LPTX, you got a big gap fill down here, coming off fresh 52-week highs. Is MRI in a setup? It's not a setup because it's not recently hitting 52-week highs within the past 20 days. Did back here, but that's a ways away. See, we're all the way up here now. So it didn't hit that 52-week high within the past 20 days. So that's a no-go for me. And some of you might see this gap fill and say, but do you think we could get a reversal off that level? You most definitely could. But I got to stick to my rules. And that's all you do, guys. You just got to Take the time, take a few minutes out of your day to go through the list and look for potential setups. Add them to your charts, mark them up, and then just wait. That's all there is to it. So again, what do we look out for? The stock recently hit a 52-week high within the past 20 days. You want a steep decline from those 52-week highs. And then you buy off your key support areas. 3 of those key support areas being previous swing highs, gap fills, and swing lows. You want to take profits into the next key level of resistance, stop 1-to-1, or under your next key level of support. So this is just a super simple strategy, but it's so effective. It's made me lots of money, and it's made lots of people that follow me lots of money as well. Back in February was my biggest month for this strategy. So last February, I brought in over $200,000 in 1 month just trading this strategy that I outlined in this video today. So if you want a little more mentorship on the strategy, I'd recommend joining the 1% Club. I'm helping out a few different people in there at the moment with the strategy. So if you're unsure where to take profits, where to set stops, anything, I can help you out. But I'm telling you, don't procrastinate if you want that mentorship, because the room's been growing pretty quickly lately, and it looks like I'm gonna have to shut down one-on-ones pretty soon. It's just gonna be way too much for me to handle. It's gonna be way too time consuming. I'm already spending 5 to 6 hours a day with them, so a few more people is probably all I'm gonna take. So if serious, then make sure you get in tonight and schedule with me. Link to the 1% Club is in the description, as well as that swing blog post and support and resistance post. Alright, y'all have a good one.